Greetings YouTube, welcome back to another episode for Final Fantasy XII, and today we're going to be taking on the optional and tricky boss, the King Bomb. Stay tuned. This is the actual area then that we're going to be starting in, and you can hopefully see that on the map. I'll bring it up for you just in case you can't. So we're in the Saliawood. That's the blue save crystal that we start at when we first enter this area. And then I just headed over to the west, up north, and then to the east into this area here. So we're going to be starting from this save point. Make sure you've saved. And we're going to be heading on into this area where the optional boss battle awaits. And this is the King Bomb. Very angry looking chap, isn't he? And a thing to note is that he has adds that he respawns throughout the encounter. So if you want to, you can actually go ahead and farm those adds in order to build up a battle chain. But if not, then you probably want to start off with a nice quickening here. But before I do anything of the sort, I'm going to see if we can steal. And by the way, something you can do, by the way, because you can steal, is steal off the boss and then run back out of the area and reset in order to start again, and then you can steal again. So you can get a bombshell and some other bits and bobs as well. But if you're around level 30, then this fight shouldn't be too hard. Just be careful of oil because, to be honest, that is what makes the bomb quite deadly, because oil doubles the effects of fire magics. So let's go ahead and do a quickening here, hopefully finish this guy off quite quickly. And I'm going to hit... Let's just hit the King Bomb. Annoyingly, Pinello has died, so we're not going to get a massive chain going. But that oil is what's going to kill you, you see. But even with 2 characters, you can get a potentially high chain of at least 8. With 3 characters, if you're really lucky, you can get up to 20 in a quickening chain if you get lucky on your missed recharges anyhow, which I really don't. So see what happens anyhow.
How about some of this?
Got a missed recharge there on Varn.
Got a surprise for you.
Another missed recharge, but we'll cast Balthea's Fires of War though, because you want to try and stick with the smaller amounts casts.
I never miss.
So you can get as many in as possible.
I've got you.
So it looks like we're going to get at least 80. Probably more though, unless we get unlucky here on not being able to recharge our mists. Hopefully enough to decimate this King Bomb anyhow.
Got a surprise for you.
Reset, reset. Ah! Oh, we didn't get it in time. I said 8, didn't I? And that's what we got. Now we can have a torrent for his trouble. Right, let's just sort out our party at this point. We're going to say goodnight to Balthea. Bring in Ash. And probably goodnight to Van as well for a short while. And yes, he does like to heal. So just bear that in mind as well. Let's go ahead and hit him with another mist. One thing I want to check actually. Oh, Varn hasn't got any mist recharges. I'm going to try and bring in a summon. An Esper, but I'm not going to bother recharging his mists in order to do that. Should get a nice chain off this time. Oops, meant to do the 1 cost one, but not to worry. Yes, don't forget with quickenings, always use the mist recharge option if it's there. Since you'll be able to keep your chain going on longer. And obviously try and use the lower cost mists, since then you'll be able to get more into the chain. Although the higher cost mists do extra damage for that particular ability or that particular quickening, overall you do get more damage by doing a higher chain, and you get a better combo finisher as well, or concordance or concurrence, whatever it is they're called. There's your mystery. I've got to do 3 cost here. A 3 cost is better than trying to reshuffle, by the way. Shatterheart. That sounds good. So, you're going to learn with Final Fantasy XII, and not everybody enjoys this, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, time's up, you're going to be spending a lot of the time in the quickening screens when you're facing off against bosses. Just because of the amount of damage that they do. And if you can get really good chains going, some bosses you can even be one-shotting them. Which is obviously a bonus as well, just from using the quickenings. Right, so let's once again bring in some of our other friends here. Going to get rid of Penelo for now. And Ash can cast Handkerchief on some of these. And he's healed up again. He's really annoying, isn't he? Let's just do some traditional damage now, shall we? Don't particularly want Ash to die, but it looks like that's going to be hard to avoid. Select new party leader. We'll just go to Varn for now. Ah, she's back. She's back. Fran and Ash are both going to be curing, so at least they would be if they could stay alive. Let's see if we can get another quickening chain going. We can't because we can't bring Bash in. He's the only one left with mischarges. Let's see what happens here, shall we? I'm going to bring Ash back in afterwards. So even with only one party member with Mist, it is very possible to get a good chain going if you're very lucky. See, look, straight away we've managed to refill, I believe it was Farn, or was it Valthea? One of them have now got a full mischarge already. Valthea it was.
Let me show you how it's done.
So okay, we are going to have a little bit of luck in refilling some of these mist gorges now, but if we can, then we can still potentially get another quickening chain going. Remember, you can exploit the quickening system by only having one party member in the battle to start with, but I didn't do all that. Have one party member, get a chain for about 4 or 5, bring in the next party member, then have 2 of them doing a quickening chain, then bring in the 3rd party member, and then have another quickening chain, and so on and so forth. I do like that quickening, fulminating darkness, not fulminating darkness, the one that was before, that we just saw. In fact, the animations for this are really nice. It's just unfortunate that they do go on for so long sometimes. I think we're going to be running out of time in a moment here. Something spectacular can happen. That's the one I like, that smashes up the screen. Ah, that's it.
Do everything.
Come on, let's try and finish this guy off now, because his healing is doing my head in. This guy is quite challenging, by the way, so don't fret too much if you get obliterated. Just come back later, if need be. I'm around level 30. 29 to 30. So that gives you a good idea as to when you can really, you know, have a good bash at this. No pun intended. And he's down. So a few quickenings needed, but we finished him off. And incidentally, after that boss, he now unlocks the way into the next region of this zone, and you can even do a another side quest now, and that's the Rodeo to the Death monster hunt. So I'll be covering that a little bit later on in another video, but that guy is a prerequisite in order to take that on. Okay, so now I'm just going to finish up exploring this area and showing you where the treasures are. So if you're following along with my walkthrough, you might want to stick around for that. Although it's all pretty self-explanatory. But I guess it doesn't hurt to find out. And I cannot remember for the life of me if we got the treasure in the last area. Let's go and have a look. There's an optional one-time spawn treasure, you see, that spawns near the save point. And I don't think we did because it's greyed out the area where it's located, which is just down here. There it is. So make sure you pick this. It's a charm. And while we're in this area, there's a couple other treasures we can grab as well. Well, potentially 3 more, but we'll see what we get. And I believe that's it, is it? Okay. Right, so I'm going to save, and then we'll head into the next section. Okay, so back where we fought the King Bomb, you can get a treasure in the corner of that area, which we did miss the last time we was in this room. And then there's just 2 more treasures that can spawn here. There is one that can spawn here. Get some of that Niku sand or whatever it's called that causes, so that cures even, confuse. And then we're going to head through this particular exit. And just make our way pretty much through, grabbing everything as we see it. There's one there. Okay, everyone's level 30 minimum now. It's nice to see. Soon we'll be able to start taking on some optional espers as well and recruiting those into our party. But you really want to be about level 35 in my opinion before you start doing that. There's one treasure that can spawn down here. And it has. I know that treasure hunting is not the most exciting aspect of watching this walkthrough, but unfortunately I do want to be as thorough as possible so that those that are really trying to max everything out know where to go. And yes, I know it's fairly obvious as to explore every nook and cranny in these kinds of areas, but still I kind of feel like I'm not doing my walkthrough properly if I miss stuff out like this. So thanks for bearing with me. So you can get a couple of treasures just around these stairs and that. We got one at the bottom. And then just over here to the left is the final one for this particular area. And then there's 3 more in the final area over here. Just be careful, by the way, because going into the next region from this zone leads to a challenging place that you're probably not ready for at this particular moment in time. And then just in each of these 2 nooks, a treasure can spawn. There we go. The final treasures. That's all the treasure looted out of this zone at least once. Obviously it all respawns and can contain different things. We got a lot of gil, which is a 50% chance I think these treasures have of spawning gil, and 50% chance of spawning an item. So by all means reset things if you want to try and stock up more on items rather than gil. But thanks a lot for joining me today, folks. I hope this episode showing you how to defeat the King Bomb, which is basically use a lot of quickenings, has been helpful. And do come back again soon. We're going to continue on with the walkthrough then. But I've been your host, Fuzzfinger. Once again, take care. Goodbye.